Hello everyone, Riley here with the T-Storm Chasers. We will jump into our weather video in just a moment, but first here is a word from our friends at Cube Portable Storage.
What are you doing?
Decluttering?
Moving? Remodeling? In need of temporary storage, emergency cleanup, or just need to declutter? Cube Portable Storage has the perfect solution. Rent your Cube Portable Storage container today.
And don't forget, they got roll-off dumpsters for the other stuff. Call Cube Storage for all your moving needs.
All right, good afternoon everyone. Today is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. It is also St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone out there. Hopefully you guys are having a great day so far. So let's dive into our weather video. We do have some things to go over. One being we have snow currently across Minnesota into Iowa. And some of that snow kind of lingering near the Sioux Falls area, but for the most part we are now done with the snow. And we had some snow that fell earlier today during my morning video. There was some moderate snow going on, and we did get a little bit of accumulation, enough to create some small snow drifts, but nothing too big. But I do want to mention it is still very cold out here. Look at some of these temperatures. And because of that, there is a lot of slick roads that are still out there. We'll get to that in just a moment. But temperature-wise, we're at 18 degrees in Sioux Falls. So we are very cold out there. The projected high today was actually 27, so we're way below that. We really just could not warm up at all today. Stuck in the teens here across Minnesota into Iowa, portions of eastern South Dakota. Huron's at 19, Aberdeen's at 19. You do go out west, though, and look at these numbers out to the west. 30 in Mulbridge, 37 in Pierre, but then look out in western South Dakota into western Nebraska. We are in the 50s and 60s out there, 64 in Rapid City, 61 in Spearfish, 55 in Custer, 61 in Buffalo. So out west, we are really warm. We're in the 70s down here in Nebraska. Scottsbluff, Nebraska at 72. 61 in Valentine, 61 also in North Platte, 37 in O'Neill. You know, you go farther east into Nebraska and it's cold again. 25 in Omaha, 19 in Sioux City. You go into Iowa, we're stuck in the teens and 20s with snow down here towards Fort Dodge, down towards Creston. There is snow going on, Carroll, Denison. And then up into Minnesota again, stuck in the teens, 16 in Minneapolis, 14 in St. Cloud, 19 in Marshall, 12 in Rochester. Overall, for half of our region, the eastern half is cold and the western half is warm. And that warm air from the west is going to become the next big weather story, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes. But first, I want to take a look at the road map now. And have a look at this. This gives us a good illustration of what the roads are like out there. A lot of these roads in South Dakota yet are still covered with ice and snow of some kind. Across majority of these roads in eastern South Dakota, still dealing with scattered snow, slushy roads, and also icy roads. It's just been too cold to melt any of it, so unfortunately we're still stuck with this snow and ice on these roads from the weekend system, and now today with a little bit more snow and wind has created a little bit more issues. There's no travel. There is no travel advisories out there, but still, a lot of these roads you got to be careful. They're still pretty slick out there, especially the side roads, and a lot of the residential roads are quite a bit slick out there. I was even on my way to the studio, I was sliding a couple times with the ice out there. So you just got to be careful. Got to drive a little slower and be more mindful of slick roads. A lot of these roads, again, in eastern South Dakota are still covered in some kind of ice or snow. And some of it you can't even see. But this is on Interstate earlier today. We are, again, just continuing to monitor the roads, but they are a lot better than they were on Sunday. Obviously, Sunday was kind of the worst of it. All right, we're going to get back to our weather video in just a moment. But first, any sponsorship opportunities out there, we are looking for sponsors. So if you are interested in partnering with T Storm Chasers and becoming a sponsor with us, feel free to reach out to us on our Facebook page or any of our social platforms, as well as our email or phone number. And we're also launching our new weather call system that is available now. Highly recommend. Sign up. It's $15 for a whole year, and you get life-saving phone calls from us here at T Storm Chasers. It is a GPS-based system, so any warnings that are issued in your area during severe weather events such as tornadoes, severe weather, and flood events, any warnings that are issued for your immediate area, you will receive a phone call within seconds from us at T Storm Chasers, giving you guys life-saving information. If you're interested, sign up today. Go to the website at tscalert.org. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, so looking at Pivotal Weather, this is a tool that we use here at T Storm Chasers. This is a look at the snow depth map. Have a look at the map. This is basically where the snow is at currently on the ground across our region. You can see western South Dakota. We did get snow over the weekend, and look, it's already almost gone. Most of it's already melted, and the only spots left is eastern South Dakota into Minnesota, and that's mainly the spots here. Southern Minnesota got the most snow. I mean, they got 1 to 2 feet of snow out here in southeastern Minnesota. And Sioux Falls, we're kind of in that 4-inch range. We have about 4 to 5 inches of snow on the ground, and obviously there's a lot of big piles out there too. But, eastern South Dakota, again, we're still dealing with the snowpack, but as I alluded to a little bit ago, we are looking at a big-time warm-up coming. Now let's get to that story. So here's the forecast map for today for the temperatures, and you can see a lot of these numbers actually are even warmer than what it actually is. I mean, we're pretty much, I don't think we're going to warm up too much more here. We are stuck in the teens across a lot of these areas. So very cold in the east, but then out west, we're dealing with 50s and 60-degree weather. Very nice out west. And that is just the start. Have a look at this. This is starting tomorrow. This is the temperature forecast map. And you can see we got 40s in the east, 50s, 60s, and even 70-degree weather returning out west. Rapid City looks to be in the 70s tomorrow. And Sioux Falls could be near 50. I think with the snowpack, we might be slightly cooler. I think we'll be just shy of 50 tomorrow. And then on Thursday, the floodgates are going to open up, and we're going to see a really warm forecast starting Thursday. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s in the east, Sioux Falls in the upper 50s, and then look out west. Widespread 70-degree weather. 70 in Pierre. I think Rapid City could be in the upper 70s on Thursday. And then how about Friday? Looks even better. We're looking at really a summer-like forecast. This is like May weather, and we're going to be seeing temperatures climbing into the 80s across western and south central South Dakota. Rapid City in the low 80s. Very, very, very warm weather ahead for our region. That is way above average. That's 30 degrees above average for this time of the year. You know, we should be in the 40s, and we're going to be in the 80s. So, yeah, a lot of these spots, 30 to 35 degrees above the average high. And it's just crazy, you know, as I've said many times in my videos over the past couple of months, we've been dealing with a temperature roller coaster, and that continues. It's just crazy the last few days. We've been in some spots 30-plus degrees below average for this time of the year. Like today, where Sioux Falls is stuck in the teens, that's about 30 degrees below our average high. So we're going to go from 30 degrees below average to 30 degrees above average for this time of the year. And that is a classic March temperature roller coaster ride of temperatures. So, Sioux Falls by Friday could hit 70. And again, Rapid City out there in the low 80s. And then look what happens on Saturday. This was just updated, by the way. The National Weather Service has updated the temperature forecast for Saturday. And look at Sioux Falls. We could hit 80 degrees on Saturday. That is no joke. Rapid City could also be close to 80. We'll be in the upper 70s. 60s and 70s widespread. And look at Nebraska. Widespread 80s across the entire state of Nebraska. And, that's not good. Nebraska has been dry this winter, and these temperatures are not going to help. There's also probably going to be some pretty high fire danger as well because of these high temps. So be ready for that in Nebraska. You know, we've been very dry. We definitely need moisture, especially in Nebraska. Nebraska has seen the worst of it. And unfortunately, they're going to be seeing the worst of the warm air as well. They're going to be very hot. I mean, that looks like a June forecast for Nebraska. We are seeing very warm weather through Saturday. But on Sunday, we do get some relief. We are going to go back down to reality, and we're going to see temperatures back into the 40s and 50s across the region. Sioux Falls into the low 50s on Sunday. And then Monday, more of the same. We're looking at widespread 40s and 50s, which is that's normal for this time of the year. You know, mid to late March, we should be in the 40s into low 50s, and it's about where we're going to be Sunday into Monday. So we are going to crash back down to about average for this time of the year. It's just going to be a really warm period of weather for the next few days. Okay, so quickly, let's go ahead and look at the latest model run for the future radar. And you can see that snow east of us is going to continue to push east into Minnesota and Iowa this afternoon and evening. And then after that, we are going to dry things out starting tomorrow. We are not seeing snow. We're not seeing rain. We're not seeing anything like that. We're going to be dry tomorrow. And then same thing on Thursday. We're looking at, with the warm air that's coming into the air of our region, it is also going to bring dry weather as well. Into Friday as well, we're looking at a dry forecast, and then Saturday, another dry forecast. But Saturday night into Sunday morning, there could be a hit of some mixed precip in South Dakota, maybe even in Minnesota a little bit. But it does look like mainly that's going to be in western South Dakota, maybe out towards Rapid City, Black Hills area. Mostly they're seeing that activity. And then Sunday looks overall fairly dry. Now, once we get into Monday, there could be, again, a little bit more of mixed precip in Nebraska into southwest South Dakota, maybe south central South Dakota. This would be Sunday night into Monday. And we're not seeing a whole lot to that, really. It's pretty mild stuff there. Now, maybe into Tuesday of next week, there could be some light rain scattered across the region, but overall, we're not seeing any major systems anytime soon. You know, in this 10-day forecast, we're really not seeing anything major. Just maybe a couple of weak shots of light activity here and there, but yeah, overall, we're not seeing much to this forecast for precip. So that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this. Drop a comment down below. We want to hear from you guys. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and ring those notification bells so you don't miss any of our videos. And also check us out on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok as well so you don't miss any of our content over there. And with that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.